What is the ruling on praying the Jumu'ah prayer at home virtually? So, back in the good old days, if anyone would say that you need to pray behind a TV or something like that, right, where the prayer is being broadcast from Mecca or Medina or even in your local masjid, people will slap you. They would literally give you a tapar. They would say, have you lost your mind? Do you want to now make tawaf around a TV as well because the Hajj is being shown? Do you want to do this? It'll be a moment of ridicule. And subhanAllah, it's amazing. When an emergency situation occurs where yes, agreed, everything goes up in the air and, it's an extraordinary scenario, that we sometimes almost lose our minds. And we start to have discussions that we would never possibly have even thought, and it's almost considered to be a valid discussion. And I just want you to know that not every discussion and not every difference of the opinion amongst the scholars is a valid one. And that's half the skill, by the way. Half the skill of the top student of knowledge is to know what is an ikhtilaf, which is sa'igh, which is correct, which is valid, which is what ijtihad has some basis, what a position and opinion of a scholar is to be considered, what is a mistake. And obviously the scholarly community will know that this discussion wasn't even a discussion until one of the major scholars made a statement, and it was a slip up basically. He didn't come across in the right way, and then he rectified what he meant, and effectively he gave the permission for people by way of the internet to follow prayers elsewhere, like the Jumu'ah and so on. So you could literally at home follow what's going on. I just want you to know where this theory comes from. The idea is that it is permissible, actually, according to all of the schools of thought, that you don't have to always see the imam as long as you are part of the same congregation. And what they differed over was, what does it mean to be part of the same congregation? What does it mean to have the rows to be continuous? Like, what if a person, is in a masjid that's an L-shaped and you're in this part here where you can't see the imam? No one would ever disagree with that because the lines have continued up to you. Okay, what about the nature of the lines where they're broken? And so there's a line here and then, you're way back, 10 meters back, but you're still in the same space. All the scholars will consider maybe some sin, maybe some dislike. If you did it intentionally, let's say you didn't do it intentionally, then they'll say it dislikes, but the validity of the prayer is there, the prayer is valid. Then they said, okay, what about if you're just outside the masjid in its courtyard? And so there's a lot of detail. I don't want to go into that. In logical progression, for example, there's a whole huge chapter which I covered over months discussing this issue of distance and so on. But this is not the same as you being in a complete different road, a different street, a different area, a different city, let alone being by means of the internet. So let me just put that to bed. We're not going to give that the time of day. I don't even going to say the vast majority of scholars. It is not permissible for you to pray behind your internet or your transmission of anybody of anything, your prayer, obligatory prayer, sunnah prayer, Jumu'ah prayer, nothing like it. Get it out of your mind. Not every discussion is worth having. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
Subscribe to this channel, share this video, and click on the bell icon so that you can be notified with every new video at FaithIQ. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.